Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Tom's Tokyo Vlogs, which, sometimes is a correct name. It's about to not be, though, because in this particular video, we're going to venture far outside of Tokyo throughout Japan. And not throughout all of Japan, but we're going to go south and see a couple of other cities. So, to my surprise, a number of you requested to see things from outside of Disney here in Japan. Seeing as we're a Disney channel, that's not something I necessarily expected, but I have taken the time to film a little bit here and there of things I've done or things I've eaten or things I've experienced outside of the Tokyo Disney Resort. And so that's what this video, I think, essentially going to be two parts. We'll focus on, don't worry, if you like theme parks, we go to a theme park in both of these. So stay tuned. It's not Disney, but we're going to theme parks. So the first thing was when I first arrived, we were sort of at the beginning of a very late start to the Sakura season, or the cherry blossoms, and so I wanted to go see a number of places where the cherry blossoms were in bloom. We did go to one of these places. There is a garden in Tokyo we went to that illuminates them at night. So you're really supposed to go see them at night. A lot of people showed up and they're illuminated from below. Honestly, there weren't a lot of them, but the few we did see were very, very pretty. And it was a pretty spot, this serene little garden and pond with koi fish in the middle of, the biggest metropolis in the world. It's a pretty neat thing to see. I don't know if I'd send you out of the way to go to this. There are lots of places to see the cherry blossoms. This is one I hadn't been to before. And so it was interesting to see a place where specifically they were on display at night. After that, went to dinner. Nana, who works as one of our reporters, many of you know Nana, really wanted me to go to this restaurant where you catch your own fish and then it is served to you. And so that's what we did. We started with, so there's like a little river almost that runs down the middle of the restaurant, and there's a little bridge that goes over to a seating area. I had to duck when I got to the top of the little bridge, or I would have hit the ventilation pipes. Again, being over 6 feet and being in Japan is always an experience. So I started with, they said, well, what you could do is you use this rod with bait if you want to catch these types of fish. And if not, there's a rod that literally just has a 3-prong hook and you just pull it up viciously into a fish. So I started with the one with, it seemed more humane. I know that we're going to eat the fish regardless. I'm talking about being humane. Started with what I felt was more my cup of tea, which was I'm going to put some bait on a hook and try to catch fish. That didn't work. And all the other people around us were having the same problem. So this wasn't like I did something wrong thing. This was the fish were not interested because they probably had been fed already or something. But the fish were not biting. They literally, you could hit the fish in the face with the tiny shrimp and they were unfazed by it. So then we started to try the 3-prong. And after a minute or two of me realizing that was going to mean I'm just stabbing a fish, I was uncomfortable with that. You can just request at that point, if it didn't work out, that one of the people that work at the restaurant help you. That's what we did. And then here's me pretending like I caught the fish myself and posing with it like a big stupid tourist that I am. But here's some other thoughts from that dining experience. There it is. That's the fish that we caught. And now it's on the plate. This is amazing. Sashimi. So there he is. Well, what's left of him. And this is the meanest video. And then there, look at that. That's amazing. So they took the body of the fish away, but that's not to say we don't get it. They eventually brought it back, but now it's in this soup. Overall, I think it was a lot of fun, and the food was great. The preparation, the 3 different preparations, the soup and the sashimi and the grilled, were all fantastic. All the other food there was great. The eel and squid and karaage chicken and everything we had, amame, everything was very, very good. I would highly recommend. But, every day you can't go eat at in fancy restaurants. This isn't super fancy, but every day you can't go eat out. So some days I would go pick up just Japanese McDonald's. Let's see how that went. Shooting a quick morning video. I'm today is one of my days off. By day off, I mean that I'll be editing a vlog, and it's going to take most of the day. So I decided to get breakfast for my vlog editing day from Japanese McDonald's. I know people will be like, oh, he went all the way to Japan to have McDonald's. I think one of the cool things is to go into other cultures and see, you know, fast food restaurants and what changes are made to them because it's a different culture. So don't worry, I'll go get some actual culture and actual cultural food as well. But you got to see what McDonald's is cooking. So just like in France, they have macarons, but there's a special flavor in here. Don't worry, I got a Coke Zero. There is a bacon potato pie. It's like an apple pie, but bacon and potato. This is ridiculous. And I also got the Teratama McMuffin. I'll tell you in a minute what that is. But this is apparently a seasonal Japanese special thing. The Teratama, it's for springtime. And I also got, oh, these are small. I didn't know they were this small. I didn't know McDonald's made pancakes so small. These are the petite pancakes. How small are they? They're going to be little silver dollar. They're smaller than silver dollar pancakes. Look how tiny and cute they are. Oh my God. They showed them with like a sauce on them, but now I'm thinking that's just like the way their butter packet. Oh yeah, look at that. Is this butter and honey? Yeah. So it's one of those like split squirt packets. Yeah, that we don't really have that. I was like, there's like little sauce drizzles clearly on the picture on the menu, but that makes more sense now. So I guess let's try this all out. I should put the light on probably. I'm living in darkness. The Teratama muffin. It's not a McMuffin here. The Teratama muffin is ginger, apples, egg, and pork in a teriyaki sauce. This is apparently a seasonal special thing they've done since 1996, and it's come back every year for like 20 years. So this is a big deal. Actually, oh, mine doesn't have, this one doesn't have egg. I may have ordered the wrong one. It is still it though. I see there are definitely apples on top. So this is going to be without the egg. This is going to be, but apparently at lunch they have a lunch version, which is it's pork and egg on a. It's the same thing, but on a hamburger bun. I don't know how that makes it different, but you kind of wonder, should it just be a breakfast sandwich at that point anyway? But yeah, so it's teriyaki pork and apples and ginger on McMuffin. It's really not that weird. It's very, very good, actually. Teriyaki sausage on a McMuffin. And the apples, it's not overdone. It's just a light crunch and a little bit of that apple flavor. It's the right amount. I'll do this out of 7, sure, even though it's a McDonald's review. This is a 6 out of 7. This is great. If you like the sausage McMuffin, I don't see how you would dislike this one, unless you're that averse to a little bit of apple being on the sandwich. Time for some petite pancakes. I'm gonna do the. You get one packet. Oh, they do give me a fork. Look, a McDonald's fork. I guess it is. I'm thinking about it. That is the thing with McDonald's breakfast in America. They have to give you cutlery because of the pancakes and stuff. All right, I've done this before. The weird squeeze packet. There we go. You do that, and then we just squeeze it together over the petite pancakes. I guess it's syrup and not honey. It looked like honey the way it had like brown sugar in it. I forget other countries have a very different syrup preference than we do. So the syrup just looked different. Probably because it's probably real maple syrup knowing them, but maybe not. So now that I've doused my petite pancakes, let's have one. And syrup's very different, much sweeter. But it might be artificial, but it doesn't taste so artificial as ours does. These are great. I love McDonald's pancakes. They're great in a bite size. These are a 7. I love these. These are so good. There's something going on with that syrup. That's not straight syrup. There's a weird sweetness to that. If it's honey syrup or what. I could try to translate the pack. The packet's destroyed now because I busted it open. It's covered in syrup and butter. I'm sure someone in the comments will figure it out. Bacon potato pie. Interesting, you tear in the middle. It looks like the apple pie, but it's going to be bacon and potato. Oh my goodness. It tastes like a baked potato soup pie. Oh my God, I love baked potato soup. That's what it looks like in it. You're not going to see it really well on this camera. Take my word for it. Get a good look at a T-bone by sticking. Never mind. This is a 7. I love this. It's baked potato soup in a pie crust. Phenomenal. Love it. See, this is the problem is my Disney food reviews aren't always positive. Look how positive a McDonald's one is. You know, it's not hard to make good fast food. You know? Disney just doesn't. All right, we're going to end with the macarons. They have a yuzu one. We're going to try the yuzu macaron. I've never had the ones in France. I always talk about getting them at the McDonald's at Disneyland Paris, which I think is soon closing. There it is. People say the McDonald's macarons are good, though, so I have high expectations. McDonald's has no right to be making good macarons, by the way. They're at least correct. Like, they're very soft on the outside, very fragile. Nice creamy inside. You get that. They use it's basically a sour macaron. It's pretty good though. I'll give that like a 5. I'm excited to try the other. I'm gonna save these for later, but I have other flavors. I have chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Based on how good the yuzu one is, I can't wait to try those later. But that's my McDonald's breakfast in Japan. I can't believe this, but I got a YouTube ad for those sandwiches I buy. These are the kids that are on the sandwich bags with the giant peanut and everything. Look at here are all the sandwiches. There they are. The peanut one's not even advertised. This isn't what the bag always looks like. Maybe this is some new variety. I see a 1.5. This might be like some... Maybe these are smaller. These might be like singles. Did people decide 2 of them was too much? I don't know. 2.0. I need to hit the translate on this. Let's oh, I have that here. I'm an idiot. Let's do that. I need to know what's going on here. Egg special. I sandwiched a lot of egg filling. Lunch pack and egg. I sandwiched a lot of egg filling. Lunch packs. I love these bad translations. I sandwiched a lot of tuna salad with domana and onion. I still don't know what the 2.0 is. Is this a new variety? I need to know what you've done. Oh, they got a new one on April 9th. The tamako pasta. Egg pasta. Oh, that sounds. I have to try it, but that sounds gross. Maybe for the Shinkansen ride tomorrow. Peanuts and large serving. That doesn't look like my peanut one. It looks different. Two types of cream is fully. What is happening? Grains and smooth. I think. Oh, I think it's smooth peanut butter and chunky. I think together. I gotta find these. I gotta try them. Um, Man, I am not having tuna. I'm not having a tuna salad one. These, for the record, these are not refrigerated, so it's weird. I do like the egg salad one. It's still weird that it's not, refrigerated. But man, ham cut. Ugh, no, some of these I do not. Ham and egg. Ugh, getting sick. I did try the ham one not long ago. I did not like it. It was not good. It was like one slice of ham and some mayo. And again, there's something about it not being refrigerated that doesn't sit well with me. This bean one, I would try that one. It's good to know. Here's all the places you can buy them. They're also at other places, though. Maybe these special ones are only at that. Because I get them from New Days, which is lunch pack, large serving, a series. Oh, so these are these bigger ones? Yeah. Popular taste of the lunch pack has become a large serving and appears one after another. I'm very satisfied from the first bite with plenty of contents. Once you eat it, it's addictive. Please try to pick it up at the store. Yeah, the Daily Yamazaki. Okay. Well. So they're called lunch pack. Yeah, that's double the ham. So these are like some new double. They're just going to repeat over and over, I think. So these are like a new double or 1.5 times. Yeah, so either they're 1.5 times bigger or double. All right, I need these for the Shinkansen tomorrow. I'm just going to eat 10 sandwiches like a maniac. Dessert tonight is going to be it's red bean paste, and cream in a pancake. Just a quick update. I know you guys keep asking about what food I'm eating here. I keep trying to grab different things I've never had before, so it's like a pancake sandwich. We'll see how it is. I always say I don't like the bean paste. It's not my favorite type of dessert filling. This is fantastic. These are two like nice, fresh and fluffy pancakes. It's this really rich, thick whipped cream, and then the offset of the bean paste. This might be my favorite convenience store snack I've had. Fantastic. So my weekend trip adventure began, as most things for me do, at Maihama Station, which is the train station at Tokyo Disney Resort. Seeing as it's Tokyo Disney Resort, the train station sounds are actually songs from Tokyo Disney, including Every Wish Deserves a Dream from Believe Sea of Dreams. They also will alternatively play the song from Harmony in Color. But either way, we're going to take a train from Maihama to Tokyo Station. Tokyo Station is where we can transfer to the Shinkansen, which is, of course, Japan's very famous high-speed rail system. Now, I did the green car, which I've never done before, which is kind of first class, but you shouldn't have the expectations of like a first-class flight. These are more plush seats. There's a bigger footrest. You can mobile order some snacks, very limited snack service, honestly. I feel like the regular cars had more snacks coming by on the cart pre-COVID, if I'm being honest. So you'll want to shop for snacks probably before you get on. It is it's going to be like a 2.5 hour trip to, if you're going to Osaka, I don't know where you're going. Kyoto's a little shorter. It's not a huge difference. That's where a majority of people from Tokyo are going to be going, either Kyoto or Osaka. I went sort of mid-afternoon, so it was a lot of business travel. So everyone was going to Osaka, and I was able to get the Super Express, which actually got there a little quicker than usual. I will say, like, I don't have a problem with the regular cars on the Shinkansen. They're super comfortable. I think it probably wasn't worth the upgrade. I forget what the difference was, but I think these were $120 each way, the green car. I would just get the regular, honestly, unless you really think that seat's going to be uncomfortable. But I'll tell you, it's really not. The other differences are you get the hand wipe, which is, you're supposed to clean your hands as soon as you get on board. That's a sign of elegance or hospitality. That's kind of a first class thing. As for the mobile ordering of the food, I do that on the return trip, so I'll walk you through it then. But I just picked up stuff at Tokyo Station. I got a pork cutlet sandwich and these shrimp Cheetos, essentially, and then a matcha waffle, all of which were good enough. And I got, I had a Coke Zero and a iced oolong tea, and it was good enough for the trip. But I love the Shinkansen. I think it's the best way to travel. It's super fast. You don't have all the hurdles of before you get on an airplane, and there are constantly great views, especially this time of year. There were plenty of Sakura trees to see along the way. Obviously, the cities are beautiful too. Unfortunately, it was not the clearest day, so we didn't get a nice clear look at Mount Fuji. But usually, if you sit on the right side, going towards Osaka and Kyoto, you can see Mount Fuji. Going back, if you do leave during the day, it'll be on the left side of the train for when you're pre-booking and want to get seats with that view. The pre-booking's easy. It's all in English. If you Google search, you'll find it. You buy with your credit card. It's real simple and easy. One thing I'll tell you about at the station, people will line up in advance. So if overhead space is important to you, you probably want to line up with everybody. Once the other the train before leaves, people will get in a little line. I usually just hop in and wait. That being said, if you have to have your luggage within a certain size to go up top. If not, if your luggage is oversized, you have to get the seats in the back row of each train, and they'll be labeled. They have like the extra luggage space. You do have to pay for that extra luggage space if you have the oversized bag, so do keep that in mind. But overall, I can't recommend. I mean, this is a must, I think, for any trip to Japan, is to take a ride on this train. It's just, it's a really cool experience. I think it's so relaxing. I think I going through security and how tight the seats are on flights and stuff like that. I never find air travel, it's a necessary evil for me, as opposed to the Shinkansen, which feels like a rare treat. I feel like I get to decompress for 2 hours and really enjoy it. And if you travel during business hours, you may see a really rare sight. Kids, you need to take note of this. You may see someone actually writing on paper for work. If you are going to Universal Studios Japan from the Shinkansen, it will be a couple more short train rides, so do keep that in mind. That's why you want to pack light too. But not only does it take only just like another 30 minutes, you get to enjoy the weirdness of Japanese rail advertisements, and also, of course, the views as always. And we made it. I will tell you, I used to not be good at taking the train here. Google Maps has gotten much better about giving you the platform and the times and alternative times if you miss one, and the walking time. I mean, the walking time's always overestimated, but it'll get the job done. You'll get where you need to go. It's pretty fail-safe. I mean, I didn't have any issues. Nothing was incorrect or remotely off. Literally, as soon as I stopped filming, I turned and I saw our hotel. I'm the only one staying here. Our in that I'm taking you all along, right? Hotel Keihan Universal Tower. I stayed at a couple of the other ones. I stayed at the Oriental Hotel Universal City, which is that one right there. I stayed at the Park Front, which is right there. And this will be my third one. What a difference from Tokyo. We've traveled a decent amount south, and it's warm. It's in the 70s. It's beautiful. It's Hogwarts. It's Universal. Sightlines don't matter. Especially in this one. This one, they really don't matter. Even though it's probably my second favorite Universal Park to Islands of Adventure. They were built about the same time. But Mario's still welcoming guests. Obviously, Super Nintendo World, the big draw here, and we're counting down the opening of Donkey Kong Country in weeks, months. We don't know. It keeps getting delayed, so they haven't announced a date, but it's fallen behind a bit. And I'm hoping while I'm on this extended stay this year, it will actually open. We do have media credentials here. We will be invited. I would like to go to that media event, but it may or may not work out. And the globe is tucked way back here at the entrance, between two arches. So there's a second arch there too. We're gonna get in the ticket line now. I need to buy a new annual pass. Annual pass acquired. We are in relatively cheap. I think it's like $100 and something bucks US dollars. It's only the blockout dates though. The blockout dates I'm not gonna be here for. So I didn't get the way more expensive one, but welcome to USJ. There goes Snoopy and friends. Yeah, they're not at the well, there's no Knott's parks in Japan. But in Japan, they are licensed to Universal. And here we are, Hollywood Boulevard. With the cover. They really like to cover their main streets in Japan. Mario popcorn. Which flavor is this? I don't even know. Can't read from here, my eyes are shut. But we're in. Let's take a walk around. So it must be pretty slow here today because usually you have to run here in the morning to either get into Nintendo or early enough to get a return time to go into Super Nintendo World. I just walked in at 2 in the afternoon and got a 6 o'clock entry for Super Nintendo World, which is pretty rare. This big empty facade we're walking towards, you may recognize if you haven't been to Universal in a long time in Florida. It used to be Confrontation. If you've been in more recent years, it's 20-something years now, 21 now. Revenge of the Mummy. Here, it was Spider-Man. Spider-Man just closed. They had a big farewell celebration. There's some really cool merchandise I got. They gave out stickers. It was a big deal. Yeah, Spider-Man is gone. Supposedly they lost the contract, and the rumor is this is going to be Pokemon at some point, a Pikachu ride, but no one's sure yet. Still waiting for some sort of announcement and some sort of movement. You will notice there are a lot of similarities in this park between both USF and IOA in Florida. The New York section pretty much identical down to Finnegan's to USF, and there's some weird things though, right? Like this was Spider-Man, same facade, different ride, and then over on that corner back there was Terminator. That's gone now too, but a lot of the same stuff in different spots in this park. If you thought the Minion Land can't get worse anywhere, well, here it replaced Back to the Future, which was the last operating one. Despicable Me Minion Mayhem in that building, which means that's like the only attraction in the world to replace 3 different ride systems and be replicated in that ride system. So what that means is they replaced Jimmy Neutron in Florida. It uses that ride system. They replaced Terminator in Hollywood and uses that building, and then replaced Back to the Future and uses that ride system here. It's pretty weird. Also, it's Easter here. Easter will go till like June. I will tell you, I do think this is the best version. I think the Simpsons / Back to the Future ride system is the best format for this thing. I've never liked it anywhere else. I think it works pretty well here. Again, I'd rather have Back to the Future, but that's not an option. They have a second Minions ride here. I think this is called Freeze Ray Sliders. I gotta go look at the sign, I forget. There's a giant freeze ray essentially shooting the ground, I guess, and then you're sliding across it. I think this is the same ride system as Francis's Ladybug Boogie at DCA. They used to exist, and I think it's called the Whirlpool in Mermaid Lagoon at Disney Sea. But a couple of Disney parks have had this. Kind of the precursor to Mater. A little simpler version. I'm so proud of myself, I got it. I knew the name. I've still never been on it. I might need to do it this trip. I'm not waiting 25 minutes for that though. It's Chez Alcatraz, but it's not. Wharf Cafe, they're not even open. Also, they have Richter's, but it's not Richter's. It's Coca-Cola Happiness Cafe. And of course, it has more. Most of this park is Minions at this point. You get a Minion burger, a Minion fried chicken, or Minion cup dessert. Fluffy is milk pudding and strawberry panna cotta. Minion is banana mousse and blue lemon gelatin dessert. And Tim is a chocolate pudding and coffee gelatin dessert. I will tell you, second only, I think, to Disneyland in California, and DCA for that matter. I think this park has the best counter service food. I have a number of meals I'll eat and actually really love in this park. The food is way more expensive than Tokyo Disney. It's way more expensive than most parks you'll go to, but I generally at least feel like it's worth it because a lot of it is really delicious. So Cool Japan is going on right now, which means Lombard's has turned into a theme restaurant. This year it's Detective Conan. I don't watch anime. I'm at least familiar with Detective Conan's existence and My Hero Academia, which is here. I know they exist. I don't know what they are, but I've at least heard of them. But these will, every summer, spring into summer, they do these events. They're very popular, but sadly we lose some good attractions to overlays. And for some of the American audience, I mean, those of you that are into anime, you might think this is the coolest thing, but I think a majority of foreign tourists maybe aren't, and you're gonna miss out on some cool stuff. Not necessarily these restaurants, but the attractions for sure. We're entering Jurassic Park. You know we're in Jurassic Park because it's near the highway bridge. That's just visible from everywhere in the park, just a road outside the park. I don't have a long list of reasons for you to come to University of Japan unless it's a bucket list thing. But the Flying Dinosaur is one of them if you're a coaster person. This is the best flying coaster I've been on, and I've been on a lot of them in my life. Usually I think they're kind of uncomfortable and not super fun. Like Manta at SeaWorld's pretty solid, but this is by far the best. And it ends up, you'll notice a lot of, coaster enthusiasts who make their like top lists, what they've been on. This guy's usually on their top 10 or 20 for sure, and I have to agree. Every time I've come, the Discovery restaurant has had a layover. So it is the Discovery Center building, similar to IOA, but different. It just hosts a really big restaurant here. I've never even been inside because usually it's something else. Look at these banners with these pastel dinosaurs. I kind of love these. I would absolutely buy these, man. Fantastic. What is on the menu? Oh, what does it look like? Roast beef rice bowl, Loco Moco style hamburger. Volcano cake with berry and dragon fruit sauce, mango pudding dino egg. Oh my god. And a fried chicken rice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to eat here. Finally. I've never even been inside. Usually there's a giant line when they have those overlays. Wow, this is cool. Wow. This is neat. It's kind of a cross between Thunder Falls Terrace, the little restaurant we have that's next to Jurassic Park The Ride, and the Discovery Center. Look at this. Of course, as you know, amity means friendship. My greatest mystery here is why the billboard is not movie accurate. In the movie, they draw on her face. And the only thing I could think was they thought it was offensive here to draw on a woman's face. I don't know the story, but it's not accurate to the film. And that's the only thing that's not accurate on it. But either way, it's good to be back home in Amity. Just as it was in Florida, Amity is a land, but there are differences. There is a full counter service restaurant, Amity Landing, that serves food in Jaws packaging, which, yes, I've brought packaging home because I love Jaws. Also, they serve actual fried shark nuggets. They're pretty good. They taste like chicken nuggets in a lot of ways. They're pretty good. I highly recommend them. But Amity is here and alive and well. I went in the Jaws store, and every time I come here, they have like 15 new Jaws items, which simultaneously puts a smile on my face and also scares me because I have to think about getting it all home. But man, is it great to see Jaws alive and well. My favorite Universal ride of all time. I'm so glad it lives on somewhere. And no signs of it going away here. The lines are always long. Even on this slow day, it is 40 minutes for Jaws. It's a wonderful sight. Wonderful sight. Welcome to the Hotel Keihan Universal Tower. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have no idea. No one said it to me downstairs, so I don't know. As I've said before, and on the Universal Parks News Today channel, you'll find room tours for the Parkfront Hotel and the Oriental Hotel, which we've stayed at previously. This is going to be the third one. I like both of those very much. And upon a first walk around in here, I don't dislike this one either. I think they're all viable options, and they're all mostly in the same price range. But I think the Oriental and this one, you may find in US dollars somewhere around, you can find it from $120 to $150 typically. The Parkfront, I think, is slightly more. A little bit closer, but not really that much closer to the park. I will tell you, this is a little more Japanese, a little less Western, in that this is the only one of the three I've stayed at that asks you to please take off your shoes upon entry. There's a note on the outside of the door as well, but it's here too. My shoes almost past the... My other favorite thing is my shoes are nowhere near the normal size of feet here, so it looks like a kaiju is staying here, a big monster. I mean, kind of is. Big American monster. Okay, let's go through this. This is pretty spacious, honestly, for Japan. Again, a lot of these are East meets West. In size, they're bigger, but there are definitely hallmarks of Japanese hotels. Tiny, stiff bed, 3 beds in a room. That's hallmark of Japanese style hotel. Although in this case, it's marked as a twin because this is not actually a bed. It would be in some rooms the 3rd bed, but I think it's been kind of changed into the sofa. In this case, I wonder if that's even still the mattress. That's still the mattress. So all they do is put a different cover and some pillows on it. But we'll start over here. The other thing that's so weird here, I've noticed this specifically very much at the Sheraton Grand Tokyo Bay near Tokyo Disney. Themed floors that have motifs that do not in any way match the lobby. And then some of these hotels, the motif and theme is different on every floor. So this one, the lobby is very grandiose and modern and elegant, little Art Deco. You come up here, it's nautical, and it's wild. It's really wild. Shoehorn, slippers if they fit your feet, not mine. There's a brush and cleaning product for shoes, I assume. Decorative spray of an effective professional specification to the anxious smell. I don't know. Whatever. But my favorite Japanese hotel amenity, the shoe dryer. Rains a fair amount in Japan in certain seasons. And the shoe dryer is a godsend. Some hotels you have to call to get it brought to the room. Some of them, it's just always there. I think it's great when every room has one. I think that's a tremendous benefit, especially if you come rainy seasons, which it's a bit of the year. Is this a cabinet? I didn't realize. I don't know what that is. Is that a coffee maker? Tea? Yeah, tea and coffee. Laundry bag. While I'm down here, freezer, fridge, they're pretty big. My Diet Cokes or Coke Zero's already in there. All right, up we go. This is nice. And this is another hallmark of Japanese hotels too, the complimentary bag. This is very cute. I love that it's movie themed. Very kawaii. Take free. There's a thing if you're throwing out luggage or a bag or shirt or pants or whatever, they want you to put a sticker on it so they know to throw it away. This is genius. I have stayed, again, mostly at the Sheraton. I think this happened where I've I don't know what happened. I think I ripped the leg of pants once on the train or something, and I threw the pants away, and every day they took the jeans out of the garbage and put them back on the bed. And so I love that exists because clearly they've gone through the same problem here. There's 2 standard outlets. Standard for here, I will tell you. So they're 2-prong. You probably have a lot of things that are 2-prong. Your Apple devices are 2-prong. Your Nintendo Switches, your stuff like that. But just be advised if you have 3-prong stuff, bring a converter. We do have a control for the air conditioner here, the light switch for the bathroom. And compared to my Japanese apartment, this is a magnificent bathroom. Compared to some American hotels, pretty standard, but compared to Japanese apartments, very big. Nice big mirror, a nice big vanity and sink. Is this not a Toto wash? What is this, a Lixil? I'm not familiar with this, but yes, it's Japan, so we have the shower and the bidet for the cleaning of those, those places. There's a phone in the bathroom. That used to be a thing, kids. There used to be a thing everywhere. That was a big deal if you had a phone in the bathroom. Look at this tub and shower, though. Again, the Americans watch this. They're like, what's he talking about? It's a standard tub. I haven't seen a standard tub in weeks. Leave me be. I'm very excited to have a shower I can actually take a step forward in. Very excited. Of course, toiletries, shampoo, body wash, and conditioner available. Yeah. What do they got over here? Hair clips, toothbrush, face wash, cleansing gel. It's a good mix of stuff here. Hair dryer on the counter. Bath towels are placed above the bathtub, as opposed to where? I guess if I was shorter, I'd miss that. I don't know. They've thought of everything. Every possible inconvenience anyone can have, there's a sign for in this room. It's another phone. Let's talk about the beds. Yeah, these are narrow. They probably look shorter than they are. I am 6'2" and I fit on this. If you are taller than 6'2", you're going to start to get into trouble. But I will tell you at 6'2", I have an inch or 2 or 3 on these beds typically. I love the seashell pillows. Big fan. There's just some plastic starfish on the wall. I like the uplighting on this little bubbly mural. It's cute. And there's a branch. This is dimensional, sticking out of the wall. A gold and white coral. It's supposed to be coral, I think, but yeah. I also love these stools with handles. Like you're going to the beach. That's great though. It makes it really easy to move if you want to move them. Again, they kind of thought of everything here. Speaking of thought, I was just going to say, do people steal the seashells? It looks like at some point they have sold them. They are sold out. People love these. I don't blame them. I think they're pretty neat. I get it. This might be one of the biggest TVs I've had in a Japanese theme park hotel room. Yeah. Wow, they have an HDMI and 2 standard outlets there. You're not really going to find USB and USB-C in these places yet. Here's the mystery machine. I still don't know what these are. Is it a dehumidifier? Or is it a humidifier? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know. Last time we stayed at the Oriental, they had them too, and I was very confused. So there is a side that faces the park, and there's a side that doesn't face the park. We're on the side that doesn't face the park. I will tell you, the Oriental Hotel, same thing, I think. Actually, I don't think we had a great view from there. The Parkfront Hotel has incredible park view rooms. But it looks like some of these will too. There's a whole side of the Hotel Universal Port Vita that faces the park. That one's a little far away to look into the park. You might be able to see a little bit though. And this Hotel Universal Port might look into, but I'm not sure. But note with this one that the other side you can, I'm pretty sure you can see in from the other side if that's important to you. There are robes for those who will fit. That's not getting on me. I've never fit in one in this country yet. And you know what's funny? As I said, don't expect USB. I bet they have them. Yeah, standard, not USB-C, but there are. So 2 standard outlets for here, 2 standard USB, and light controls, light switches. And I think you're going to have more of those at the quote-unquote couch. Yeah, same thing. This is for an emergency. Don't worry about that. You're not opening that. There's one tiny drawer. Nope, it's not even. It's the safe. It is not even a tiny drawer. Alarm clock. Garbage can. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. There is a full mirror here. There are a couple of places to hang things on these funky, colorful little, I don't know what to call them, clothes racks. Yeah, so there you go. As far as the lights are concerned, there's one of those where you put the room key in, but obviously, you can put any key in there. There's a do not disturb button you can turn on and off. There is a flashlight in case of emergency, namely earthquakes here in Japan, things of that sort. And that's our room. I think it's great. I like that it's carpeted. I like the theme. I like the colors. It feels bright and lively. It feels spacious enough. I mean, I am just one person staying here, but I think even with 3 people, you'd be all right. And I will say it's one of the nicer bathrooms I've had here. So it's negligible between the 3. It's really what fits your budgets and your needs. You might find that there's, the 3 bedrooms at the park front have a little more space. The layout may be a little more functional. You may like this one better. This one might be a better price. The Oriental. Oriental's going to be way more Japanese style, way smaller rooms. Keep that in mind. But you can sometimes get a much cheaper room at that. So things to note. And there is kind of a little alcove to put your bag next to the mirror. But there's not a lot of storage space, I will warn you. So you're probably going to shove some bags under here. You might push this stuff to the side, put your bags there, put it on the couch. That's the one thing I will say is none of these have a lot of storage space. You're going to be living out of your bag. It is nice to finally have a sink that I can, have adequate room in and have room around me and is not also my kitchen sink. That's a nice benefit. I put the Jaws shirt on, I don't buy a lot of Roosevelts anymore. The reason I bought this one was, very strangely, this is USJ art that they put on an American Roosevelt shirt. This guy was only a thing here, this weird shark, the man in the shark costume, is a merchandise thing that's been here for years. I have lots of items with it. There's a new hat with it I have to buy. But I bought this because I was like, why is the shark man is on an American shirt? I need to buy this and wear it to USJ. I wish I didn't think that. This is why I don't like Roosevelt's. Look, it's see-through. So you could see my Guardians of the Galaxy AP shirt underneath. But nonetheless, I think the proper shirt for today. Also, finally back in shorts. It's been a while. So shocking, my friend Spencer was wrong. My salmon sandwich is not back. It's instead this Easter sandwich on the croissant, which is not seafood. It's meat and vegetables and egg. That being said, though, it's still very, very good. I would still highly recommend. I'm going to tell you whatever's on this croissant is the sandwich to get here. I didn't discover until I destroyed the paper that it's Easter paper. Even Universal here, a step above, right? The presentation. It's just the culture, I think. I don't know that we're going to get in here again this weekend because I'm just going to come back in the evenings after I go do stuff in other nearby cities. But let's head into Super Nintendo World for a couple hours. I'm going to get my mushroom soup, which is probably most of why I'm here, for the mushroom soup. I won't even ride Mario Kart or Yoshi, just mushroom soup and shop and get out. I'm excited for them to open one of these that feels like it belongs where it was built and not like it was shoved in. You have to walk up this long path along the entire side of the Jaws ride. Just this long alley So you finally get back to the tunnel. We're still so far away. All right, here we are, Super Nintendo World. You tell we're here by the clamps on the hill. They're fixing the hills already. Here we go. Here's the part no one shows you, is that you like can't move. In the one-up factory, they have sort of the Donkey Kong Country preview merchandise, if you will. So there's a big plastic barrel that could be a coin bank. I don't know how much this is. That's not a price. Oh, $2,800. There's snacks in them. That's pretty neat. There's a big fluffy Donkey Kong hat. 4,200 yen. And it's pretty neat. Got his bow tie. There's a headband with the barrels you'll be shooting through on the ride. This is 3,000. There's this cool shirt, but good luck to many of you watching fitting in these. Those of you who consider yourself normal size might have a shot. 4,300 yen. I do not. I will never own this. The kid shirt is adorable. How much is that? 3,700. A little pricey. But again, a lot of this is probably going to come to America. They ended up, a lot of the original merchandise made it to Hollywood, so I expect to see a good amount of this. More omiyage. There's chocolate in the banana coin. There's always money in the banana coin, Michael. Oh, this is great. How much is this? 1,900. Focus. That's what the chocolate coins look like. I'm sure they're wrapped in here. That's cute. I love this Super Nintendo style art on this. The banana chips. This is 1,600 yen because you don't get a souvenir with this. It's just a plastic bag. But I love the art on this plastic bag. Continue with the omiyage. There is this functional piranha plant, and it comes with flavored sweet popcorn and pistachio cookies. It's too big, I can't get it this time, but that's amazing. This is cool. It's Bowser's Castle from the Mario Kart attraction. It has the challenge letter from Bowser in the ride. And yeah, those are cold French fries, folks. I'm buying this. In City Walk at USJ, they have Sushiro, a conveyor belt sushi restaurant, which I particularly like. And I highly recommend if you're looking for something that's not Hard Rock or Shake Shack, and you don't want to go far. You also get to order on the world's oldest iPad. Actually, I think this is the thing from the Wii U. Might be. They don't have no use for them, so. All right, I know this has been a weird start to a vlog because I haven't really told anybody what I'm up to, but what happened was I have essentially a 3-day weekend. I don't have anything to cover at Tokyo Disney. I don't have really anything to do, and I felt like I'd been in Tokyo for a couple weeks. It was time to get out and go somewhere. And the cool thing about Osaka is it's not very far from a couple of other really interesting places. So, I wanted to get my annual pass out of the way for USJ. And I did that. And it's a relatively inexpensive pass. This hotel was I think it's like 130 a night. It's a pretty cheap base of operations, and the train station's right here, and it's not too hard to get to the other places we're gonna go. So there's two places in particular I want to go this weekend. Number one is going to be Nara. I always see people post about Nara, where you can go. Very pretty place to see the cherry blossoms. They're still in bloom right now. The season is nearing its end, but everything still looks pretty. And that's where apparently where the deer will come up to you, and that's always been one of those places in Japan I want to see. So I'm going to go there this weekend. The other place is Himeji Castle, which of course you will all know from Epcot. It's one of the buildings represented in the Japan Pavilion. I've never been, and I think there's some Sakura stuff, cherry blossom stuff happening there as well. So it's that time of year. It's what Japan's known for, is the cherry blossoms. They're only in bloom for, like 2 weeks a year, and it's a big tourist thing, and even the locals, love it because it's a thing that it's a national pride thing, right? It's one of the things you're known for. It's very beautiful. Who doesn't like cherry blossoms, right? So that's the weekend plan, but those places close pretty early anyway. So I think my plan this weekend is go do that stuff, and then around dinner time, come back here and eat and get some steps in around the park, that kind of deal. But real quick, I did some shopping today because that's, what I do. The merchandise game here is on point. They always have the best stuff. Sometimes I feel like I spend more here than I do at Tokyo Disney, unless there's an event. Because here's the thing with Universal. When I was a kid, I loved going to Universal because those are more my favorite movies. Like, I love Disney movies to death, but Back to the Future, Jaws, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters. Those are the movies that define most of my life. Those are my favorite movies of all time, and most of them are represented by Universal. So I may not love the parks so much anymore. I'm not the biggest fan of the way Universal runs a park or the attractions they build, but I do love these franchises, and the merchandise here is. So let's see what I bought. I said I was going to buy these. I got the banana chips. I'm not going to try them today. I think I ate enough today, maybe. So maybe another day we'll try these. But I bought the bag of banana chips with Donkey Kong, where it looks like he's overeating like me. This is what I look like right now. I'm an idiot. I did buy this, not because there's cold French fries in it, but because this is... So I made the mistake when Super Nintendo World opened, and our reporter Spencer was working with us and came to cover it. When that was going on, I bought like everything because I figured none of it was going to come to America, because there are things that are very specifically Japanese merchandise items, right? The big fluffy hats are specifically a very Japanese theme park merchandise item. Things like that. So I bought like nearly everything because it's Nintendo, right? Like, whether I decide I want to keep it or I hold on to it for posterity, for its cultural importance, right? The first of these lands that's going to define an era of theme parks. I thought there were a lot of reasons to own that stuff. And then Hollywood opened, and a bunch of that stuff was there, and I was really disappointed that there wasn't more differentiation. I was really surprised that so much very Japanese theme park merchandise ended up in America. But the one thing that they haven't really done is the omiyagi, the food gifts, right? And so this has not popped up in America, and this is metal. I don't think it will. So the Bowser Castle with the tin. It also has the Japanese name of the attraction, which is Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge. So this is very specifically a Japan item. I felt I needed that. What else we got here? We may get this in America, but I couldn't pass it. But this is also a food gift, so probably not. The DK barrel. I think the Donkey Kong ride is going to be the runaway hit in that land to begin with. So this is just it's a bank with food in it. This is super cool. I needed this. It says Japan on the bottom, so I think we're going to be safe with that item. Also going to be safe with this, the tin. I bought the chocolate coin tin says Japan. Chocolate coins in there. What else did we get? This was a new pen set. I just love that the packaging was the PAL block. And it has the Babam, the Koopa, Shy Guy, and Boo. That's not their names here. Boo's name here is Teresa. That's Boo's Japanese name. So, yeah. But I guess these may end up in America. They don't say Japan on them, but the packaging says Japan. I just thought they were cute. I think that PAL block went a long way. Okay, so Jaws. You know me. You know how I make a living. It's a Jaws quote. So I bought this shirt from Roosevelt's because Roosevelt's got lazy and just started essentially using every company's clip art. So that way they can move their approvals process faster. If you use clip art that the company made, then you're going to get your shirt approved very quickly and to market faster. And so they bought this art, I think, or used this art, not really understanding that nowhere in the US do they use this Jaws art. This is very specifically, especially the shark man with legs, very specifically a Universal Studios Japan thing. They've had a ton of merchandise the last several years with this weird shark man. So he's on this, and that's why I bought it, because I knew people here would freak out. I changed into this and wore it to the park, and I think no less than 10, I think they're called crew members here, no less than 10 crew members stopped and commented on the shirt. And then when I explained that the shirt was from America, they didn't understand because they knew as well. They're like, well, that's the stuff we have here. That makes no sense. And they're not wrong. So there's a new tiny plush with the Shark Man, but this is a weird version that was made for the Chinese restaurant in the park. The Chinese restaurant in the park is the Dragon's Pearl, and it's him with the udon. So Jaws has the udon. He's wearing a Chinese hat, and he has the very traditional sandals. How weird and wacky and cool is this? I needed that. This was, the merchandise is expensive here. 2,900 yen for that guy. But I love Jaws. I couldn't stop myself. I only bought 3 things though. It's less than usual. Oh, I forgot I bought this. So I've collected the pressed medallions in Super Nintendo World also. People at home are like, all he does in Japan is buy souvenir medallions. They did a souvenir medallion book special for Super Nintendo World. That's the question block. So I'm going to put all my Super Nintendo World coins in here. They were sharing books with my Tokyo Disney coins, which is sacrilegious, and so I can't wait to get them out and into this book. You can't commingle. You can't do that. This is my favorite. I bought this because it matches this. I told you there's a hat that matches the shirt. So here it is. It's the Shark Man. He has his legs, but the cool thing is if you squeeze his feet, there you go. I had to have this. I love supporting the continued existence of the Jaws ride at USJ, and they keep it's so popular here. Like I told you earlier, they make so much merchandise every year, new merchandise, and it sells out. So I'm so grateful that everyone here appreciates Jaws, and they love this the way I do. 4,500 yen. Now I'm going to regret the last thing So I tried to travel light on the Shinkansen from Tokyo to Osaka. In past trips, I bought the space for the big luggage. I didn't do that this time. I'm like, I'm just going to bring a bag of clothes. If I buy stuff, I'll have a bag. The problem is that I bought something really big that doesn't fit in the bag. I had to own him. He's so soft. My Bruce. He's so soft. So there is one slightly smaller than this with a much more coarse material that came out last year that I bought. He's gray and it's smaller. I'd say he's probably a good 6 inches shorter in his width, he's probably 6 inches shorter too. He's maybe not that much thinner, but he's definitely that much shorter. He's 4 to 6 inches shorter, I would say. But they made a bigger guy, and he's this like real soft, squishy material, kind of like a Squishmallow. So giant Squishmallow Jaws. I needed him. I love him so much. My favorite. I love Jaws so much. I missed this ride at home so much. I rode the ride tonight. It's the only thing I rode in the park today. It had a 15-minute wait at the end. Actually, it was a walk-on. And it's in such good shape. It made me so happy. I love it. And then so many guests love it here. $7,300. He's a little on the expensive side, but he was non-negotiable. I have a couple bins of Jaws stuff from Japan at home, but at some point I want to do a Jaws room. At some point it has to happen. When I get a house, there needs to be a Jaws room. I actually own a couple of signs from the original ride at Universal Studios Florida. I very fittingly own the WJWS sign for the TV station. And there's a sign underneath that says Channel 13. I have those. They've been on a couple shows before. I've had them in the background for some Universal shows and stuff. So they're out there. But I need to find a permanent home for them and all this Jaws stuff. I think a Jaws room would be super cute. So, well, tomorrow's another day. Got an early day ahead. So let's get some sleep, and we'll move on to the next day of our southern Japan. I don't even know if we're really did we travel far enough south for this to be southern Japan? We're south of Tokyo, but there's still a lot more. There's a lot more Japan south of us still. I don't even know. But either way, we got Nara and Himeji Castle ahead of us.